What's good, guys? Fantasy Joe back here in our fantasy football profile. Today, we are talking Julio Jones, new Tennessee Titan, and his 2021 outlook. If you guys are new to the channel and you want to win your league, hit that subscribe button. I have a ton of these fantasy profiles on the channel. Going to bring you a ton of pre-draft content, a ton of in-season content to help you win your leagues, help you win your drafts, help you do all that good stuff. So, if you want to win your league, hit that sub button, and let's hop right into it. So, Julio Jones averaged 13.4 fantasy points per game in half-point PPR leagues in 2020. He was banged up. That number should be a little higher if you would consider the games that he actually, he got injured in certain games, had to leave early. But I think the biggest thing you got to know about Julio Jones when you're coming into your draft season is that Julio Jones has not lost it. He's still very, very good at football. Proof of this, if you take out his injured games where he left early, and you put him on a 17-game pace. Last season, he was on pace for 102 receptions and 1,700 yards. So, yeah, I wouldn't say that is a pace of a guy who's lost it by any means skill-wise. Another thing he graded out is that, according to Pro Football Focus, is an 86.3 on their grading scale, which is good for 8th among all wide receivers last year. So, yeah, I think the talent is definitely still there. One of the better wide receivers in all of football. And that brings me to my Corey Davis theory. So we look at Corey Davis' stats last year. He only played in 14 games. He had a total of 92 targets, which he turned into 65 receptions, 984 receiving yards, and 5 receiving touchdowns. Now, I expect Julio Jones to get somewhere between 120 and 130 targets in this offense, so substantially a bit increased than what Corey Davis had last year. And I guess what I'm saying projection-wise, the Corey Davis theory is, who do you think is a better receiver, Corey Davis or Julio Jones? And I think Julio Jones is a much better wide receiver than Corey Davis. And so you give him even more targets on top of that, I think he's going to be able to do a lot better than that 984 and 5 that we saw Corey Davis do last year at the number 2 in this offense. I think Julio Jones has a chance to be the 1 target-wise. A.J. Brown doesn't need a ton of targets to be extremely successful. So yeah, I think Julio is in a prime position for this next season. And I think another thing, you got to look at Ryan Tannehill. I think his potential upgrade over Matt Ryan. Sure, Julio's not going to get the target volume he got in Atlanta, but the quarterback could be much better, more accurate, better deep ball thrower, I think. I haven't seen Julio and Matt Ryan connect on a deep ball in a long time, on a real good one. And they've definitely, the opportunity has been there consistently, and I just don't think Matt Ryan hits him very often anymore. I think that will change with Tannehill and this Titans offense going play action with Derrick Henry, getting Julio one-on-one the outside, and then bombing it to him on play action. I think it's going to be dynamic for fantasy this season. I have him projected for 80 receptions, 1,200 yards, and 7 touchdowns. I think he could do that pretty easy. If you guys have made it to this point in the video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. Let me know where you're taking Julio Jones in drafts.